every day, one by one, I'm gonna try every recipe of Laura, starting from the very beginning. Come, join me on my challenge. Let's go! Hi everyone! Oh, what a day it is for me today! I'm so happy and so excited. I really should calm down because it's just the beginning of the video, but I'm just so happy. So, do you remember in my hiatus update video, I mentioned that most probably I will have some problem filming this video, or making, I should say, more so because I couldn't find my hard drive where I keep original files from the previous recipes I've tried. So I found that hard drive. I really thought that it went to Turkey, but actually it was just safely kind of hidden. So finding it's such a big coincidence for me, and it made me so happy because basically it means that I will be able to make this recipe review video I always do, and like I love so much because I love inserting those little fast-forward cooking clips. I will be talking about recipes. I know maybe it's nice to see the person who's talking sometimes, but if I'm talking about the food, I want you to show the food. So I love inserting fast-forward cooking clips about the recipes that I'm talking about. Told ya, someone's excited today. So anyways, and now let's talk about the best recipes out of the last 30 new recipes I tried from Laura in the kitchen. And by the way, when I was picking them out, I've realized that 60% of those recipes were desserts. And actually, I could include most of them into this video, which goes to show how hard it will be for me this time to stick to just one best recipe, or will I even be able to do that? I don't know. What do you think? Let's see. The biggest discovery for me and everyone around me was the chicken pot pie recipe. I have never seen anything like this anywhere, and actually for me this was a game food, as the first time I heard about it was in the game The Sims. So I figured that all those foods my Sims liked cooking were, well, imaginary. And so it was quite shocking when I realized that it is a real food. If you've never tried chicken pot pie either, then the best way to imagine what kind of dish it is to think of a chicken stew/soup or something in between, topped with fresh pastry. And when you're eating it, the pastry actually reminds you of bread, even though the combination isn't something shocking, but the presentation is definitely impressive. As soon as I posted trying this recipe for the first time, I received requests from my family to make it the next time I visit them in Lithuania immediately. It's a delicious and really fun dish to eat. Oh, and while I'm at this category, I want to also quickly mention peach crisp recipe. This is another dish I was not very familiar with, as we simply don't have it in Lithuania, nor did I see it in Iran or Turkey, but boy, oh boy, is this recipe wonderful. The ingredients and the measurements are so perfectly balanced, and the end result is so satisfying that I simply couldn't leave this recipe out. Next time peaches are in season, I highly suggest you give this one a try. I know I will. Hands down, the most fun I had when I was trying out simple Halloween cupcake decoration ideas. Having in mind, I have never, ever in my life decorated cupcakes, I felt like a kid doing that. Who knew it's so much fun? I wish we had holidays in Lithuania where such activity would be natural, but Nevertheless, now I am certain I will incorporate it into my life somehow. I honestly cannot imagine anyone who wouldn't like decorating cupcakes. Just imagine a meetup with friends where one of the activities would be decorating your own cupcakes. The biggest preparation for that is just gathering all the possible things you could put on top of cupcakes. That's it! I'm sure even men wouldn't mind doing that if everything was in front of them, already. So no matter if you have kids or not, no matter how old you are, I highly recommend trying this activity out because smiles, giggling, and immense feeling proud of your creation, guaranteed. Even though I've already tried, how many? Oh, I cannot remember now. Well, let's say a few bread recipes on my challenge. I still strongly believe that one of the most amazing things you can make in your kitchen is bread. And even though these croissants are not technically bread, but in my head, such kind of pastry is pretty close to bread and feels just as fancy, if not more, as I've been making them for 3 days. I'm quite positive I will never make this recipe again just because it's so time consuming, and normally it's pretty easy to just go out and buy readily made croissants, but I am incredibly proud of myself for actually trying this recipe out. It's one of those memories that will always stay with me. So Kimmy, if you're watching, thanks again for suggesting this recipe to me. And while we're talking croissants, I'd be guilty of not mentioning Laura's croissant bread pudding. I still haven't pinpointed just what exactly it reminds me of, but oh my God, how good it is! It's rich, it's soft and moist, yet crispy at the same time. It's honestly simply amazing. I'm eager to try another bread pudding recipe and find out whether it's all about, bread pudding that makes me so excited. But until then, if you haven't tried this recipe yet, it's definitely a good one. I was torn between 2 recipes this time, and even though one of them is definitely more of a winner for me, but I felt I shouldn't leave out the second one either. So, the prettiest title goes to, drumroll, very delicious fruit salad. I am crazy about such kinds of desserts. Simple, yet hits all the right spots. If you also love berries, you have to try this recipe out. It could have easily gone to the ate secretly by myself category, and it would have, but my mom was at home when I made it, so there was no hiding for me. The recipe says it serves 6. Well, it definitely served my mom and I. We finished the whole thing the same day and honestly could have had some more. That's how crazy amazing it was. Loved this recipe. And the second place goes to mini Oreo cheesecakes. These are such cuties. You can actually make them a couple different ways, with the cookie on the top and with the cookie on the bottom. And I couldn't decide which way to go. I made half of the batch with the cookie on the top and the other half with the cookie on the bottom, and then I couldn't decide again, so I ate one with the cookie on the top and then one with the cookie on the bottom. I think you see where I'm going with this. They look super adorable. They really do taste like cheesecake, and the best part about them is that you have them ready in the fraction of a time compared to a normal cheesecake. Yummy, easy, and effective. I mean, what more could you wish from mini cheesecakes? Okay, this again was the category where it was really difficult for me to stick to just one recipe, only because I really tried quite a few very impressive recipes. And now when I think about it, they're all bread related. Go figure. The first recipe I want to mention will probably surprise you. It's prosciutto and mozzarella sandwich. This recipe is so crazy simple, quick and easy, and has so few ingredients that it's hard to expect that much from it. However, it's one of those cases where good ingredients make all the difference, and the biggest testimony of just how good it is was when a person who doesn't like sandwiches, like in general, not only tried it but then asked to make it again. It's one of those recipes which make you look like a real chef, even though you might not be. I mean, take a loaf of ciabatta and turn it into this beauty, and let me know if everyone won't be left impressed. The second recipe which boosted my ego to the skies was baguette. Admittedly, they did get charred a bit more than they needed to, but hey, I'm just a beginner cook, so actually, the only one who noticed and worried about that was me. I can still remember how, while I was apologizing to my dad that I burned the baguette a bit, he took out some butter and ate half of it. I mean, baguette, not the butter. Paying very, very little attention to me and what I was saying. The second baguette was as quickly and as tastily ate by my mom and I, and actually my puppy, who for some reason had a very high interest in my baguettes. And the third one turned into a very delicious bruschetta the next day. So all three baguettes lasted only 2 days, and I was praised as never before for skills which no one thought I had in me. And by the way, they definitely get a bit flatter if you're baking them without a pan for baguettes, but not by that much. And if you decide to try this recipe out, please be aware of them, especially towards the end of the baking, as it's such a pity getting them charred. I mean, all three of them. Okay, and the last recipe I want to mention is honey oat bread. Yet another bread recipe in this video, I know, but what can I say? Such recipes are really extraordinary. No one in my or my husband's family makes bread, so, you know. This recipe I had to actually make twice, because the first time it didn't really work out that well, as I wasn't aware that in some recipes letting the dough rise for too long can actually be a disadvantage. That fact aside, this bread is my favorite bread recipe tried so far. It's soft and fluffy, it has a very satisfying texture from the oats. It also has a very nice balance of salty and sweet. I mean, you don't really taste the salt, but it balances out the taste of the bread, if you know what I mean. It looks really appetizing, and the wow this time came from my husband. He still can't get over the fact that you can make bread at home. Great bread recipe, this one. Oh, and both of these bread recipes were suggested by you guys. So Marie and Kelsey, if you're watching, thank you once again for suggesting these recipes. They were awesome to try out. It will be so cheesy once you learn what my newly found love is. And the only excuse I have for myself is that there is, or at least there was, no pumpkin culture in Lithuania or Iran or Turkey. So I've been totally unaware of all the goodies that can come out of it. So once I learned how to make pumpkin puree and pumpkin pie spice, I feel like a whole new world opened up for me. And I'm aware of pumpkin spiced everything craze in the US, and now I'm officially joining it. Pumpkin spiced latte. Oh my goodness gracious, what a delight. I made it so many times since I've tried it for the very first time that I wouldn't even be able to tell you the exact number. And I have to say, I found one little tweak which makes this latte even better. I put the pumpkin pie spice into the milk and warm them together. In such way, milk infuses with the spice way more than if you just added it in the very end. Sometimes I add vanilla extract, sometimes I don't. It doesn't really matter that much, but everything else is just perfect for me. I'm simply in love with this coffee and honestly can't get enough of it. So yummy. My little corner of secrets, this category. Apple crostata is the thing no one else got to enjoy, really. My hubby had the smallest little piece and that's it. Everything else went into my belly. For a huge lover of apple desserts, this recipe is definitely a winner. Really quick, very simple, and the end result is so satisfying. It's pretty close to an apple pie, just way quicker. I've never made anything similar to this. I mean, the way you fold the pie crust, it's so fun and unexpected. Well, at least for me. I made myself very happy with this apple crostata, and I have a strong feeling you could make yourself very happy with it as well. And another thing I overindulged big time were the pumpkin cupcakes with cream cheese frosting. And I don't really even know what to start with, the melting in your mouth cupcakes or the cream cheese frosting. Oh my god, which is so good. You seriously want to slap someone. I'm starting to get a feeling that with Laura's desserts, the non-dessert lover I used to be is being transformed. These are seriously addictive, finger-licking good cupcakes, which absolutely have to be topped with that amazing cream cheese frosting. They really blew our minds to the point where shame left, and you feel like perfectly okay taking the third cupcake in line in front of everyone. Technically, chicken corn chowder isn't the main dish as it's a soup, but because it's a little bit more on a stewy side, and also because it's crazy good, I'm definitely picking it as a food winner this time. When I was trying this recipe, I really had no idea what I'm getting into, as I'm not familiar with the term chowder, but boy, oh boy, am I a fan of it right now. This soup/stew is so flavorful, so full of lots of different yummy ingredients, so inviting looking that I was truly sad I didn't make a double batch of it. I feel like it's a perfect kind of food for cold winter days. Warming, filling, and oh, so cozy. Definitely a recipe to remake. This time I've decided to skip last category, which is actually one of my favorites, called Cooked More Than Once, just because, well, I had a really long break from my challenge, and at some point I kinda stopped marking what I was cooking. And I feel like it wouldn't be that accurate this time. Well, not that it needs to be. I mean, this is cooking. But, well, you know what I mean. And besides, I feel like I cheated this time anyways, because I gave you almost double the amount of recipes in each category than I normally do, so... Anyways, so these will be my picks for best of the best recipes out of the last 30 new recipes I've tried. And I'm really curious, have you tried any of them and did you like them as much as I did? It's always interesting to hear how other people like the recipes that you like. I know taste is very subjective, but I feel like I already have some similar tastes with some of you, so I'm really curious. Just like let me know. I will be going through all the comments. And actually another question I had for you guys is, what are the recipes that you've been loving lately? Because I recently had to take quite a long break from cooking, so I feel like now I have double the enthusiasm to cook, and I cannot really make that many videos, but I do want to cook so much. So really, please, if you have some goodies, please share with me. I'm very open to suggestions. And if you want to hear more ideas from me, then check out the previous videos I made, like this one, where I just review best recipes of Laura in the kitchen. And I actually have quite a playlist already. This is the 8th, is it? Yeah, it's the 8th recipe review video that I've made. Well, after all, you know, 240 new recipes tried and counting. You will find the links to all the recipes I mentioned in the description box down below. And another thing which I wanted to mention, just because quite a few of you told this to me, that is that you don't get notified of my new videos, and that is because YouTube has changed things a bit. So now, in order to get notified of any channel's new videos, you have to push a bell button. Now, where is that bell button? So you go to any channel's main page, and right next to subscribe button there's a bell button. So when you press it, you will get notified of that channel's new videos. So you literally have to do that for every single channel that you like. So for example, let's take me. You push my username, it brings you to the main page of my channel. There you press the little bell button, and hopefully you won't miss any new videos of mine. I really hope that this video was helpful and possibly gave you some ideas of what you could try out next. So if you liked this video, and if you like the idea of trying a new recipe for the first time in front of the camera, which is basically what I do on my channel, then don't forget to subscribe right next to that bell button so you don't miss out any of my new videos. And I think that will be it for today. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!